Susan Sarandon just got dropped by UTA, very cowardly. The head of CAA's like motion pictures division is, as far as I understand, like one of the only like Libyan women of color in a position of power in fucking Hollywood. And she was slated to be dropped entirely from CAA. And then Tom Cruise stepped up and was like, no, you can't do that. This is my agent. I want her to stay. And a bunch of like the powerful clients of CAA had to stand for her so that she didn't lose her job entirely. It is so fucking scummy, so nasty, so fucked up that this is what's happening. You have Melissa Barrera, who was dropped from Scream 7 for literally, it's like comical, for putting forth on her social media profile, on her Instagram story, a Jewish Currents magazine article from Holocaust and genocide historian scholar Ross Segal's article on Jewish Currents magazine on how Israel is a textbook case for genocide. This man is a genocide scholar. He's Israeli, he's Jewish, he's writing for Jewish Currents magazine, and posting that article in the eyes of Spyglass Studios or whatever the fuck was too far. It was a bridge too far.
Yeah. So number one, let's call it what it is, cancel culture. So now
it's McCarthyism. It's the only real type of cancel culture that like has been so systematized in the United States of America. Historically speaking, cancel culture there has never been like a anti Nazi cancel culture in America. Nazis have been historically defended under the auspices of free speech. The only time where we have historically allowed Congress and allowed politicians and allowed organizations to undermine political action that is supposed to be protected under the First Amendment is McCarthyism, Red Scare.
Yeah, and Barry Weiss started cancel culture by going around targeting Palestinian professors.
Oh, yeah.
Saying, how dare you treat Palestinians as human beings? You should be fired, right?
Yeah.
And then she pretended to be aggrieved by cancel culture. No, bitch, you started it. Let's be honest about it. Let's call it what it is, okay? And so this is like the height of cancel culture. How dare you disagree with Israel? You're fired. And it's not, and none of them, by the way, said from river to the sea at all. They said war crimes and genocide. Those are the trigger words, apparently. But those are just facts. There's no question. It's definitional. But it's such a... There's one hero in that CIA agent story, but it's such a
Tom
bad...
Cruise?
Well, along with Tom Cruise, because you already said Tom. But it's such a bad precedent to set and such a bad look. Like, if you're Steven Spielberg, who apparently, if you believe the reporting, I don't know that it's, I wasn't there, but, or any of these other guys who pressured CAA to fire her, that's such a bad look, guys.
Wait, Steven
At a
Spielberg
time of anti-Semitism, you don't go around going, she dared to speak out against Israel, fire her.
No, Spielberg, right? Wait, I don't, says
I read it in one of the articles. I'm not putting it on Spielberg. Like, there was a whole bunch of people internally at CAA and externally, their clients, and he was mentioned in one of the articles. He's not the pivotal guy. It's not, his name's not important. The point is, a whole bunch of people said, let's fire her because she's dared to say a political statement we don't agree with.
Yeah.
Even though it's technically and factually true, right? The other hero, other than Tom Cruise, was J.J. Abrams. So he apparently stepped up behind the scenes, was like, what are you guys doing? No, don't fire her. And so,
you know what's really
great
interesting?
Job. Thank you, J.J. Abrams.
It was Maha Dakil is who we're talking about, by the way, who worked with big name celebrities including Tom Cruise, Reese Witherspoon, Natalie Portman, Ava DuVernay, and Hathaway stepped down from the internal board of the Creative Artists Agency following backlash for her incendiary posts. What were the incendiary posts, I wonder? Usually it's like, it's not a secret. I've been saying this since October 7th. You have to be very careful when you criticize Israel. It's just the truth. You have to be, for two reasons. One, because you do not want to say anything that can be misconstrued as anti-Semitic, because anti-Semitism is bigoted, is hateful, it's unacceptable. The other reason is because there are certainly going to be people that want to misconstrue your message to say, oh yeah, look at it, he's being anti-Semitic. And when that happens, when your words are cynically misconstrued, if you are especially approaching a criticism of Israel from a callous perspective, because you know that, let's say, morality is on your side, and you say something as callous as, like, maybe not even as callous, but like marginally 10% as callous as like Amy Schumer, for example, who's been like baying, or Sarah Silverman, who literally said, justified that we must cut the electricity and food and water to the Gaza Strip, only to be rewarded with a Daily Show a broadcasting opportunity, or Brett Gelman. All of these guys who were just like saying disgusting, freakish things about Palestinians and how they have to be ethnically cleansed, they will never get punished. You, on the other hand, if you say something that can even be remotely misconstrued, will absolutely get punished. Sometimes by onlookers who don't realize what you're trying to say, and in other instances by the likes of ADL, which, in my opinion, have openly shown that they do not care about real anti-Semitism. They simply care about anti-Zionism.